Afternoon, one and all. Nice to see you all again, or those I can see. And let me go ahead with the usual question. Is anybody joined who has a question they'd really like to have answered about Parish Online?
Nope.
No, not at the moment.
I did, but it might be difficult without seeing me. I don't know. Can I fire the question and see?
Yes.
I'm preparing a funding application and I'm required to produce a plan to a scale of either 1 to 1250 or 1 to 2500. Can I very quickly set Parish Online to show me a plan at that scale?
Yes, you do it through the print menu, Claire.
Right.
So if you go into print, are you able to see Parish Online at the moment?
I am, yes. I don't know, would my screen sharing work even if
Switch
I
off there, yeah.
Worth a try. Yep, that works.
Okay, so I'm looking at
So if you go up to prints up in the top,
yep.
It's not doing
and you see where it says best fit one is 500, you can choose whatever you like there.
Okay.
So if they said you've got to have it in one is 2,500, you now click on the print button down the bottom. It'll show you what it's going to look like. So that's unusual.
No, click on the link.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it didn't show you before we started what it was going to look like.
I see. Okay.
So that's the scale you want. If you look in the middle of the top bar, gives you the scale there. So
Right.
whoever is viewing this will see that you have come up with the scale that they asked for.
Okay.
All right.
Or I could go back and see at the larger scale. So then I'd print again.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Mine has never given a preview, Graham. It always goes to the link.
Well, have you got a special
Okay.
on the privilege there? Your version is sort of carefully doctored, so it's not.
No. No.
Well, mine must be as well then. But thank you. That's very simply answered my question. Before I stop screen sharing, though, can I show you a picture? Just because the last time I was on months ago, I was asking about printing out on an A0 scale a map, and can you see a photograph?
And you did.
Yeah.
Well,
from our annual parish meeting. There's a Parish Online large scale, large format print.
isn't that splendid? That's great.
Yeah.
So did you just take the PDF or the PNG file from and take it over to the A0 plotter or printer?
Yes, I sent it to a print shop to produce from the PDF. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's tremendous.
I mean, it wasn't crystal clear, but it certainly served the purpose. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing
So
it.
thank you for your advice with that. So
yeah, I'm delighted it worked. Isn't that great?
Thank you.
Now,
Stop
Judith,
sharing.
when you come and ask questions like this, you can't get away with asking just one.
Okay.
There has to be more in your life than 0 questions for Parish Online. So if you don't have anything immediately to hand, please think about it whilst I say good afternoon to Stuart and to Bob. Good day, both.
Good evening, good afternoon, all.
Nice to see you. How is all well in your world, Bob?
No, my knee's still not healing.
Not getting any better, right?
I'm not getting any better, and because of that, I'll be ducking out about 2:30. But I'm here for the start of the session.
Okay. Well, I'll just switch up to Judith. Actually, you've just been acting. How about Claire? Claire, do you have any questions for us?
I don't know if, can you hear me?
Yes,
largely. Oh, that's okay then. As long as you can hear me, I'm having trouble with my video. I just wanted to know how you, in your parish layers, how do you either rename each sort of box or if you can delete them?
Yes, can you try sharing your screen, Claire, and see if we can watch it? You should be able to share it without the camera.
Oh my goodness. Share screen, okay. And allow. Oh,
Still thinking about it, but not doing it yet. There you go. Well done.
okay. So in here, like I've got things like London Bridge and things like that that I don't actually need anymore.
So you want to get rid of them altogether?
Get rid of that, yeah, just like this one, and there's a couple more, but obviously just wanted to know how I get rid of sort of these taskbars at the side.
Well, if you want to get rid of the entire layer, and each one of those is a layer, then you do that through the administration block, which is the cogwheel up to the top right of your screen. If you go to the top
Okay.
right and select oh, guess what? You don't have the rights.
Ah,
You
I don't
need
have the rights to do it.
no, somebody, your administrator needs to update you to at least a data administrator.
Right, so I need to get updated to a data admin.
And then I'm going to put the onus upon Stuart now, because Stuart reacts well to last minute preparations. I'm going to ask him if he'll share his screen and just show you where you go to delete a layer. And then whilst he's doing that, if you can stop sharing your screen, Claire, so that if you just stop sharing the screen with us, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
Not yet.
I'm so sorry. I'm having all sorts of problems here. Oh my goodness. Where am I gone?
So if you go at the top of your Zoom screen, there should be a stop sharing button, top line.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay,
Sorry
so while
about that.
Stuart's going to get ready and show you where to do this as an entire layer. But if you want to delete individual items from a layer, you get the chance of doing that back where you were on your main screen.
Okay.
You can just click on any item and then there's a dustbin that will come up at the top left that you can select to get rid of an individual item. But
Oh,
you're
lovely.
going to get rid of whole squares, and Stuart is in agony. Not quite sure what's going on there. He's lost his sound as well. I've rarely seen you flummox, Stuart, but you're looking puzzled at the moment.
So he's looking for divine intervention.
Oh, Julius, look at you. You've suddenly arrived.
I have.
Well, since God isn't shining on, oh, there we go. All right. Yes, God is shining on you. Look
God
at
is shining there.
that.
Yeah.
Is the most wonderful rainbow.
Oh.
It's gorgeous. Right. So, Claire, this is for your benefit. Do we have your sound, Stuart? Are you talking to us? No. So if you go into the top right cogwheel, Claire, you get this drop-down menu and administration, and then you wait for the layers to fill in, which will take a little while because they're coming down from the internet.
Right.
Then you select whichever layer you want to get rid of just by highlighting, click on it once to highlight it, and then you can go up to the dustbin in the top right to get rid of it, and it'll be gone. In fact, I think you get a very nice little message that says, are you really sure you want to do this because you can't repeat it and now you need to type the word deleted in capitals. There you go. And you do have to use capitals. It really wants you to make sure that you do want to delete it. But Stuart, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. And I'm not quite sure if we're going to lose the sound for all the rest of the day from you or what's going to be. All right, Judith, you've had long enough to think now. The second question, please.
I, like most people, I presume, I received from Parish Online an invitation to enter in various parish council stats. For example, how many councillors are in post, how many vacancies there are. which I duly did for my 5 councils. I haven't been able to observe any result of that on Parish Online. It said,
Interesting.
click out of it and you'll see the stats for your neighbouring parishes.
So we're looking now, the spotlight has switched to Tristram.
Oh, God. I got one.
So has anyone else actually tried filling in one of these questionnaires yet?
Yeah, well, some of us have done it.
And have
Where
you
are you, Judith? So we can have a look, see where you are.
Hang on, I was going to get my.
Middleton in Teesdale.
if you can share your screen, I think is what he means.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Oh, see, you actually, I beg your pardon.
Do you want
Richard,
to?
you're looking at him there. Can you see your own, Richard? If you feel
We had this discussion while you were away about the parish stats and things.
Right. And what did you
Just
determine?
That some of us fill these things out correctly and others don't necessarily take part yet. Long Sutton and Stagursey were high on the list.
Of non-compliance.
No, of compliance.
Oh, right. Well done, Long Sutton. I wonder who did that, because I don't think I did.
Judith, do you know where the layers are in Parish Online?
Yes, I found them under National Maps Parish Stats.
Yes.
And then, for example, I've gone to Silca qualification, and I can see 2 parishes are coloured in green of mine, but the other 3 are not.
But you filled in the data for them.
I did. I'm sure.
Oh, that's very well. I've no idea why that's happened.
Judith, if you go into table view on that layer, does it show you what the records are?
You can't go into table view. There isn't one. The cog on that layer, on the Silca qualification layer, simply has the transparency and a filter.
That's right.
Right. So you can see some, but not others.
I caught you right.
It's not crucial. I'm not going to die over this, but and I wondered really what the purpose is and who's going to be looking at.
Yes, but you have to understand that we know that Chris Muse absolutely adores Friday afternoons, because he knows he's going to get all the tickets, all the questions. So I highly recommend that you open up a ticket.
Yes, do. That would be very good.
Because they do need the feedback, Judith. It's actually helpful.
It's only because you forced me to ask a question.
Well,
I'll say it's your fault.
The very simplest way of doing this is just to send an email to support@geosphere.com, and that automatically opens up a ticket for you.
Okay, I'll do that.
So,
but I can also explain that I've got some news on this front, and that is that all these things that we're collecting came as a result of NALC, the National Association, saying they didn't understand the sector and could we help them create these maps. So we did that. And then they were renewing their website, and they said we'll publish the maps in the NALC website, and that'll encourage more, and then we can encourage more people to put in the stats, because the problem, of course, is collecting all this data. And so Jonathan Owens now agreed. He said, yes, we do want the maps in our new website, which is due to be launched in October. So we're talking to him about how to do that. And then I hope he will push out, in the NALC newsletters to explain why they want the data and think about how they can collect it. So they should take over from us and say, this is how to, to encourage people to add the information.
Hopefully that will be published with a proviso that it's only as good as the data that people have put in.
Of course.
yes.
Okay.
It's like a sort of wiki. You have to trust people to put in sensible data.
Yeah. And the fact that data doesn't exist for a parish or a town council doesn't mean that they're not functioning. It just means that they're not participating.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Devon are very well ahead on this front.
Are they?
If you look at it, they're well, unless they've only got 2 clerks and they've got about 50 parishes each, because there's lots of theirs that are showing the stats.
Ah,
Did you
Well, the
do
other
one?
thing, of course, is the calcs. The county associations can also put. We've given them a free version of XMAP, so they can add stats for their members if they want to. So if they've got the stats, they might have done a bulk download.
That is interesting. Yes, I see what you mean. So, well, in default of any other questions, let's switch the attention back to Claire to see if we've answered any. Claire's come up with any more questions.
I'm still very new to Parish Online, so I was kind of going to come on and just like listen to what you talked about and then go and learn.
Yeah, I feared that.
We like
I've
lurkers.
just sort of muddled along since I've been in charge of it. I'm sort of trying to build the information onto our platform so that it makes things easier to see where things are. But it's just little things where other people have played previously and I've come up against walls, as in like these extra layers that shouldn't be there and things. So at the moment, I'm still sort of trying to find my way around it, really.
Okay, well, this is where I take the opportunity to let you know there are the most phenomenal set of lessons available to anybody who wants to take them, produced by yours truly. So if you find that you need some help, give me a shout.
Oh, that's amazing. Are they like videos, like short videos and things?
Yes, usually they take this sort of a form of an hour session where we go through a presentation which you get a copy of afterwards, and the video itself, so you can go back to it and look up the bits that you don't remember having seen or being shown. And at the end of 8 sessions, you'll be a absolute whiz kid.
Oh, perfect.
So give me a shout if you'd like to pursue that.
Yes.
I can put the details.
I've come up with another one, if you don't mind. Rather than watching those expert videos and becoming an expert,
Yes.
I'm lazy. And I know that many months ago, the group spoke about putting pressure on the principal authority to share their data, and you gave the name of Simon
Miles.
Yeah. What would be really useful for me is just a template email that I can send to the principal authority, explaining in language that they'd understand what they need to do, what I'm asking them to do, and how easy it is for them to start sharing with Parish Online. Anybody willing to?
Yes. So I think if you were to look, Judith, are you the one that can or you cannot see what's up in the top right-hand corner?
I can. I'm the administrator. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where. Is it in the help system? It is, isn't it? So if you go up into the top right-hand corner, click on help and support.
Yep.
And then type in, is it council lists? Council data? I've forgotten what it's called now. Let me just.
Not council list.
You have got that there? Or council data? I'm sorry, I just.
Uploading data to Parish Online? No?
Not quite.
Okay.
Let me just call up Parish Online myself and see what it's called.
Uploading data into Parish Online?
I think it's council data, is it?
Just
if you type in the word council, you'll get a request called requests for council data. And then there's an entire page of the steps that you can go through, Judith.
Okay. Right.
And the reason that this page is here is because Simon has worked with many of the county councils and come to the conclusion that some of them are already producing data, but it hasn't been recognized by the Parish Online users. The parish clerks don't necessarily know where the councils are putting their data. So the first step is for you to have a look and see whether any of it's being produced already. And then it tells you how to go about getting Simon to come in on your behalf and persuade them to produce the data in Parish Online. So
Okay.
it's actually, you've got what, 4 or 5 steps here. And if you follow those, I think you'll find that's by far the fastest way of doing it. And basically, what you're trying to do is to find an example of where they've got data made available. Then we tell Simon about that, and he goes to the council and says, did you know that you can help out all of your Parish Online users by doing this? And he shows them how to do it. And
Okay,
he's very adept at that.
That looks quite in-depth and technical, but I'll have a go.
Well, it looks like that, but it isn't really. I mean, most of it is just pictures of pages that you found on Google. So I've done that. So
Okay. All right, thank you.
well done. And let's see. We've lost a picture of Stuart. Stuart, have you got? Oh, I can say that Simon has been working hard on Somerset. Somerset is transitioning from being a county council to being a unitary, and we had been trying very hard to get data out of them. And I thought it would be happening at a more or less sort of logical step-by-step method, but instead I keep being told that they've actually published stuff without announcing it to anybody, and I suddenly get told by OI Clark that, guess what? We now know all about where our rubbish bins are, or so forth. So if I look patiently at Richard, have you know where all your rubbish bins are yet? You don't. Wonder why. You've gone all quiet, Richard.
It's because they haven't shared any data from the old West Somerset and Western Taunton area.
Right. Well, I
But
don't know if they've actually shared any layers. It's just I think our clerk got an email saying this is where your bins are, or this is how many bins you've got.
They've
That's
shared
because
the.
that-
Sorry,
the answer for that before you jump in, John, was that because they're charging you for your bins now, because you in SSDC haven't been charged, and you've got a charging regime starting in the new year.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I missed all that.
That's why they know about your bins.
Right. Well, I was hoping to say it was an example of Parish Online leaning on the council and getting some data exported, but no. All right.
John and I were very impressed that while you were away, we suddenly got layers from Mendip and South Somerset, and some elements of planning from Sedgemoor, but we got nothing from the old Somerset West and Taunton.
So are you suggesting that things work better if I go?
what I'd like to find out is, with the layers they've shared, are they current and up to date or being updated, or is it just the old data that they've downloaded?
Well, that's a hugely good question, John. I got no idea how they're managing to keep the old databases going. But again, I guess because Stuart has lost all sound, he's asking us questions. Tristan, have you seen the question for you in the chat?
Yeah, I just did. Rather than type an answer, I'll just explain. It's not Parish Online that we're giving to calcs. It's XMAP, because they're not PSGA members. So it's pretty well the same thing. But it's to encourage them to record data and use XMAP to help run their business, their calc thing. So they can, for instance, draw, make layers of where trainings happened and which councillors have done this or that, or whatever it is they want to do. And we gave them that license free of charge in the hope that they would see how useful XMAP and Parish Online is, and sort of encourage everybody to join in and use it.
So is that all calcs?
Not all calcs by any means have taken this up, but some have, and some are being quite active. So Suffolk, for instance, is quite active in talking to their members about the benefits of using Parish Online, and we go to their annual meetings and things and talk about it. So we find the calcs quite useful as a sort of marketing tool to get out to the individual parishes.
So then Stuart's question, and he, by the way, is in Huncut, which is in some weird part of the country. So I don't know which calc. Is that Leicester?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are they a calc who've taken it up?
I don't know. Who's the CEO of the Calc? I can't remember. Jake Atkinson. I can't remember. I don't know. But if you talk to Jake, you might say to him, has he taken it up? And if not, why not? But I think Chris does that quite fairly regularly. And he tries to get someone to go to each annual general meeting or whatever.
Oh, does he? Okay. So in answer to Stuart's question of whether the calc layers will come down to parishes in Parish Online, is that going to happen?
Oh, no, sorry, it's layers filter. No, they won't. I mean, that might be information they keep for their own use. So, for instance, if they're running, I don't know, training sessions or something, I know that Suffolk keeps a record of where they've done it to try to guide future, where physically they might go to a village to run a course on something. And the other thing that Suffolk are trying to do is to make their own database of where the repair cafes are and which of their members have declared a national emergency and all that sort of thing. So it overlaps a bit with what NALC wanted to do. So it's a sort of county level version of that.
Right.
You can always ask them for the data, but it's not automatically. We don't automatically filter it in Parish Online.
Oh, well, the calc is not necessarily the home of the sort of data that we're looking for anyway, is it?
Well, exactly, but I suppose it might be. I mean, I think they should. I think it seems to be a good idea for the calcs and the parishes to work together on collecting, for instance, data about climate change, which and all neighbourhood plans, who's got a neighbourhood plan, what state's it in, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the same data that NALC want, but NALC haven't got the means to know what it is. So I think that the hope was that the calcs would have a much better idea. They'd be closer to their members and they'd be able to push around the thing and ask or ring somebody up and say, have you got a neighbourhood plan? Have you declared a climate emergency? Have you got a community energy policy and all these things?
Which is sort of overlapping with what we're going to be doing with great collaboration, isn't it?
It is. It exactly is. But so it should be. I mean, in a way, all these things, we're all working towards the same goal. And the people try to coordinate all that activity so that we're not wasting our time.
Exactly. Right.
Another simple question. It's coming back to me while I'm sitting looking at these maps. I presume I've tried and I can't find on Parish Online the common land or village green registration. Is that again something that would be shared from the unitary authority and isn't available on a national scale?
Commons were.
So let's have a word with Richard, who's probably on the ball on this one.
Isn't that under Natural England? Oh, so.
Natural England designations.
Anybody?
Doesn't have
Natural England access. Is that the one?
No.
Well, it's
because you've got the only sort of it's relevant to the largest building site in Europe because the land alongside it is common land. So so I've been using the Croat 2000 layer, which is under Natural England access, and that shows up our common land.
yes, it's sort of cunningly disguised as the Rights of Way Act 2000, isn't it? But
yeah,
I've got S4 conclusive registered common land. So does that answer your question, Judith? Does that yours fall into that?
I don't. So you're under designations, are you, or access?
Well,
access, Natural England access layer.
Yeah. So the Croat 2000 access land.
it certainly shows up for us on the
Yeah, we've got
Bridgewater
patches
Bay.
around us as well, so it definitely does have entries in there, but they're quite few and far between. I look at the.
So, could you go back a step for me? Are we looking at access? Did you say?
No, it's common land, which is what
Oh.
Judith is after.
Yeah, where am I finding that in the Natural England layers?
Which is under Natural England access, or if you do a search on the layers up in the magnifying glass.
Yeah, I've got access.
Right.
So it's the CROAC 2000 access layer, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Just on a general question on that, and this happened on the parish stats as well. When I'm looking at a map that's got some shading in, there isn't a key on screen.
If you click on any of the shaded areas, it gives you the information about them.
Or you can do view legend, Judith.
Legend.
Okay.
I think what's happened is
Right.
there doesn't appear to be anything showing on Parish Online in Judith's area, having scrolled back up to Middleton on Tees.
Right. I'm looking at
there's stuff around you.
I'm looking at Cotherston, just southwest of that, and there is access land, combined open country, registered common land. So that is interesting. And as you say, when I click on an area, it gives me a description of what I'm looking at. So thank you for that.
And did I hear, Stuart, you got your voice back now?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, wonders never cease. But you're looking up to God again. Obviously, you got a more defined activity today.
Oh no, I'm in the process of moving monitors around, and they're in weird positions at the minute. So they're actually stacked one above each other, which is really nice.
Yes, it does have a very interesting effect when you look viewed from our point of view. So, Stuart, can I come to you? Oh, you just run away. Oh,
I'm not gone anywhere.
Well, sorry, the other Stuart. I was talking about Stuart in Essex. He's just gone to answer the door or something. So, John, the focus is going to come on you to ask if anything new has happened in Netherstowe in the world of Parish Online.
Not at the present time. Like Richard, we filled out the stats. Doesn't take long, but not a lot to actually add to them either. But I've got a meeting with Bill Revens next Wednesday.
Have you?
Yeah. A one-on-one, actually in our office, not Teams or anything like that.
Right, so you're going to clobber him with Parish Online questions?
I will, but I need to talk to you and Richard first.
Right.
Without having to bore everybody else with it.
And so was it next Wednesday, you said? Next Tuesday?
Next Wednesday, 2 o'clock.
So we need to talk before then?
Yeah.
Right.
I can do it by email later. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, it's just nice to know. So I'm looking around for questions to get people to start things running. So Stuart, we'll come back to you. Why are you moving screens all over the place? Stuart Hunkert, or Stuart Bacon in Hunkert.
Sort of, yeah. Change your PC setup and whatever. So yeah, nothing exciting really.
Well, I love the impression that you've got 4 screens all stacked one on top of the other, and you sort of look from down at your toes from up to your gods.
Yeah, well, it's more diamond shaped at the minute, but yeah, it's not the ideal.
Right. So, is there a screen per computer? Are you running several computers as well?
I'm running at the minute. I'm running 4 PCs.
Right.
And yeah, so I can either merge them all and use it all, or spread it out as I need.
Yeah, multitasking, multi-screens, good stuff. Okay, Helen, we haven't discussed anything more with you than that your memory has let you forget more about Parish Online than you remembered. Does that mean you're not getting a chance to use it either?
I haven't. I've had it going on quite honestly, and I haven't been using it. I'm waiting for the council to take a step forward and join me in this. And so I'm now starting to study through the sessions that we've had and refresh mind.
Smart move. Smart.
I must admit, I really enjoy it, and I think that it's really going to be a benefit when we get into it properly.
When you go back through the old videos, all you do is hear the old jokes over and over again.
That's right.
That's really sad.
But I go back further than that. I go back to when you first gave me lessons.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You hear the same old jokes.
Oh, I see.
Welcome back, Bob.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I think you're muted at the moment, Bob. So
if you want someone speaking.
Yeah, Bob, you're on mute. There you go.
So I'm sorry. Yes, I got called away. I had a guy from Virgin came to the front door. He's trying to sell me fibre broadband because we've just had fibre installed here, and so I was saying to him how the various things work. So I'm very interested, and we'll probably do it.
Yeah, we've got fibre here now, and I'm willing to go up to 300 megabytes quite cheerfully, which is ample for this sort of thing, but good to have. And the only problem that we've run into with our fibre cable is that when the gardener comes around with his shears, he cuts straight through the cable.
Ah, no, well, I'm lucky. I've got a duct into the house, so that's not possible.
Well, yeah,
but certainly, I've just been looking at that and getting a VoIP phone as well. And some of the deals that they're doing are quite remarkable.
No, well, I think the costs of the VIP phone are extraordinary. They're so minimal nowadays.
Well, $6.99 a month, including all your calls.
Including all the calls, right?
Yes. Oh, hang on, that's my phone now.
On cue, isn't it? Are you Richard? Are you calling him?
No. What, on my VoIP phone that we've had for ages now? No.
I just thought that if he said he's got a new phone, you give him a call to make sure it works.
Well, I wouldn't rush to have one for the quality of call sometimes.
But then it probably needs to be tied in with fibre, doesn't it?
It would be helpful. The string and the tin cans that we have are not as good as yours, but they've given us a VoIP phone already.
Right. Well, the joys of having your gardener shear through it with this, it brings in the engineer who's he said, "Who's installed this for you? They shouldn't have put it here." Quite right too. You shouldn't have put it there. So, Bob, it's your turn to regale us with some story, to come up with some question, to give us a tidbit of news.
Well, that won't be possible, Graham, because I'm just on the point of dashing out.
Oh, that's right. You did say 2:30. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I should have asked you earlier. Beg pardon. So
I'm delayed because I have that Virgin Fibre man at the door, but I do now have to go because I'm already late. So apologies to everybody, and I'll see you again soon.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Graham. Sorry, Tristan, did you want to speak?
No.
Graham, I would. It's
hang on a second, Helen. Claire, is there a way you can mute it, or let me mute you because you're making rather a lot of noise? There we go.
Yes, there would be. I would quite like to just ask when I want to. So I put the dog bins, which I'm doing, marking out dog bins where they are. To put, I don't need to. Do I need to put a dog bin notice? Do I need to write dog bin, or are they?
But they have an icon associated with them, which brings them up, I think, in a gorgeous red colour to warn people that they're dangerous.
So they're
as opposed to regular waste bins, which are blue. So, but if you have a label on it that says dog bin, that can be helpful, but you don't have to say dog.
To do that, you make a rectangular.
Well, you don't know. No, it's if you go into your assets and management layer, Helen, there is a layer there for waste bins and for dog bins, actually.
Oh, yes.
And that brings up a nice question for Tristram, which I'm about to clobber Chris with, and Tristram can answer it. So if you want to take a photograph of your waste bins and add it as an attachment, that's no problem at all. But if you try and do the same thing with a dog bin, Tristram, there's no facility to add attachments to dog bins. Now, why would that be?
Really?
Yes.
I have no idea, but ask Chris. It should be. I'm sure that's a mistake.
Okay, well, we've come up to today's question then, following closely from Judith's. But hi, Andrew. Nice to see you join us.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
Well, that's right. You've been out counting phosphates.
No, I'm not. I've just got back from Heathrow Airport to collect my wife. Came back early just to get online.
Oh, very touching. Nice to see you. And how is Heathrow today?
Just Graham, that was what I was trying to say. Photograph. If I photograph the dog bin, then put that where the bin is, people can see.
Will you add it as an attachment? But
yes,
as we've just raised the point, you can't add it if you actually
set I've just found that out.
Right. And that's an
anomaly. I can't believe that's intentional.
Well,
I have to say that you can.
Yeah,
I'll have to say you can, Graham.
I'll agree with
possible.
Richard.
It is possible. It wasn't yesterday.
The attachment part is there.
Ah, good.
Dog waste bins collaborative. Let me go.
Yeah,
I added. Let me see if it's still there. Yeah, I got one. Bear with me. Bear with no. Bear with me. I've got to scale into where we are.
We better share your screen.
Not until I've unembarrassed myself. Okay, I don't have a dog bin here. Add a feature. Add a dog bin.
I can see two.
Somebody's sharing their screen.
Yeah, there's two there.
Okay. Right, but then have you got an attachment on them? So if you click on one of the red ones, Stuart, there you go. Yeah. Well, let me just come back to my screen and we'll see why I couldn't do that on mine. Yeah.
That's Stuart.
Isn't that weird? Okay, I take it back. I do apologize.
That's because you're using some weird operating system.
Nice try. Nice try.
Or an older version.
Yeah.
Of what, Parish Online?
No.
Okay, well, I apologize because I tried doing it for our parish clerk came through the other day and said she'd added those bins and dog waste bins that she'd been told about. And she made them all bins. And when I wondered why they weren't in the dog waste bins, then it was because she's got photographs of everything and there aren't any photographs. But okay, I tell a lie. How sad. All right. So I've misled you, Helen. I'm sorry.
It's all right. That's absolutely fine. Am I echoing still?
No.
No.
Good. Okay. Yes, so I can go around, take pictures, and I can put them on so they can be easily identified if we need to talk about one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can bring the picture straight up in the middle of your council session.
That's right.
The only thing I would say, Helen, is when you take the picture, make sure you include a good part of the location. Otherwise, all the bins are going to look the same.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And yes, you're right. Thank you.
I noticed in Martok the other day that we've just got a new dog bin in the recreation ground, and it is huge. It looks like the TARDIS.
Is that dogs that use the recreation ground?
Yeah, there's an awful lot of dogs around there. That's the thing.
Are they all big dogs?
I
keeps doing big dollops, like it's needing a big bin.
Bernie Winter's dog.
I'm fascinated by the topics covered by our conversations. I would just mention for the Judith, Claire's and Helen's advantage, hopefully, when you try and click on an attachment, particularly if it's a photograph, you have either the choice of clicking on the green cloud symbol. Maybe I can share a screen and show people. Let's go into bins. All right, let me share the screen.
Stuart does look very strange when he's looking up at his screen.
He does, isn't he?
He looks a bit like Rasputin.
All right, so I've got a screen on.
I've got to sort that out.
So I have a screen with bins on it. If I scroll in a bit, you can see there are lots of bins here. And we've got a photograph. If I click on that one in the attachment. And the point I'm trying to make for those not familiar with it is that you can either click on the green download button, which does indeed download a copy of the photograph to you. But if you want to actually show the photograph to people, just click on the title over here and it suddenly just pops up.
Oh.
So now you're...
I never knew that.
And if you look at our dog bins, you'll see it's a nice bright red one, as opposed to our blue regular bin, which isn't. But this is, and unfortunately, is not the TARDIS. Very sad. I'm very disappointed that
well, you can never tell, really, can you? You know.
Well, because of the that's true.
Why does it come up blue on the screen in some cases?
Well, because as I mentioned to you, our parish clerk put the dog bins in as waste bins, so they have the same colour. If you put them in as dog bins, they come up as red.
Oh,
of course. Yes, thank you.
Right. You're welcome.
So Graham, could they now be altered from waste bins to dog bins?
Yes, it would be very nice if there were a way of simply copying it from one layer to the other, but you can't.
Can you not just change the categorization of it?
No.
You've got to replot them in the dog bin layer.
They're separate layers, Judith, and the appeal would appear to be that the dog bin layer is a national layer, so everybody can see where your dog bins are, but they can't see where your waste bins are. So your waste bins are private to your council, but your dog bins, everyone can know about them. And I suggest you put in very big photographs so we can all admire them from afar. Quite why one is national and the other is not, I don't know, but there must be a good reason.
Interrupt you and change that. Graham, because you can, if by going into each one individually, you can copy the detail across from that layer to the dog waste bin layer as you do. The option is there.
So go ahead and show us that, Stuart, if you would, please.
Yep. Let me just click out of where I was.
Look up heavenwards. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So and whatever at the moment, if I had got my bins, I can click on a bin and then copy it to a dog bin. Any of those fields out.
So it copies the location, but not the data.
No, I haven't. What I haven't filled in any of those fields for the bins.
Stuart, I'm sorry, there's a weird vibration in your microphone there, and I didn't hear most of that. Can you do it again?
I haven't filled in any of the detail.
Oh, I see. Okay, so there was no data. All right.
So it was a blank anyway. Just its location, not anything else. But yeah.
I'm delighted you discovered that, because I don't think I knew anything about it. How about that? Great. So you can copy data from one bin to. Does it leave the data in the old one, or do you have to go back and delete it then? Does it actually change it, or does it just duplicate it?
The bins there. I don't think it transfers it.
So you have sort of, having converted.
Presumably that can only work if the fields are the same in two different layers, like dog bins and ordinary bins.
Yeah, but they're both assets and management layers, so we have no control over that. It's entirely a geosphere thing.
Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't copy an object from you couldn't copy an object from one layer into any other layer because the detailed data
so
field wouldn't not use the match.
Well, shall we try it? Let's try copying a bin to a
building content.
Building contents, yeah, okay. Yeah, you've got to fill in a category. So it's a desktop computer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a rubbish computer.
Very good. Interesting. So it is there. Okay. Yep, you did manage it.
What did he manage? I missed that.
He copied a dog-based bin into a building contents desktop computer, and it's still there, so it worked.
Yes.
Which I love the idea of it being a rubbish computer. I think that's fantastic. I think
this could be very confusing, couldn't it?
Yeah, well done. It could be very confusing, but I think it's an extremely useful tip to learn. Thank you, because I certainly was unaware of that. Good.
By the way, if you get an email from me about tinned meat, don't open it.
Right. Have you been telling a lot of people about tinned meat?
Oh dear.
You've been hacked, have you? Right.
No, it was just a joke I saw. I tend to diverse every now and again.
Right. All right, gentlemen, ladies, we're reaching towards the end of the session. Is there anyone with a burning question that just has to be answered right now? And I can't say why I'm looking at you, Claire, but I'm looking at you, Claire.
Where can I access some videos to sort of give myself a bit of a boost with Parish Online, because I clearly don't know as much as you guys, and I would like to know more.
Well, if you go up into what's called the help and support system, which is that cogwheel on the top right again, and even with your level of usage, you should have access to that.
Right.
And there's something called help and support, and then you can type in any topic you like, or you can go to the knowledge base and you'll see all the topics that are listed. And then every topic comes in two parts. Each part has a video to show you how it works, and then a step-by-step set of instructions to actually guide you through how you make it work.
Lovely.
So there are quite a lot of videos there, one for each topic. And then I'll send you a list of a whole bunch of layers. But if you Google Parish Online, you'll get a whole list of training videos that they've done in the past. Quite a lot.
Just put a link in for YouTube for the Parish Online channel.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. That's amazing. I shall go and watch lots of videos over the weekend.
Hopefully, yes, exactly. Your weekend is now fixed.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your help.
It was a pleasure. Lovely to have you join us. I hope you'll come back.
I definitely will. Next time I'll have video. I don't know what's gone on with it today.
Oh, Stuart, you put it online. That's brilliant. So Stuart's put the address in the chat if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you.
Hey, may I welcome you all to the weekend then? Hope you're all going off drinking large quantities of sangria and cider and whatever else is up. And hopefully we'll see you next week. For those of you who weren't here when we started, we will be getting Angie back next week. So look forward to seeing her.
Okay.
And if anyone has any particular topics they wish to have addressed next week, by all means, please email me. And thank you.
Okay.
Lovely to see you all. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye, folks.
Thanks, Lee. Bye.
All right.